Hello, of my life. Hello, people of my beautiful life. You're welcome back to the Hearty Conversation. If this is your first time joining us, I'm your host, Favor Rebirth. And this is the Hearty Conversation Season 2, Episode 3. I know this is usually the part where I get to talk about the episode, introduce an incredible guest, someone with a story that has a clear beginning, middle, polished end, someone who has it figured out in a way that feels easy to package and share. But today, as you can probably see from the title, you can hear in the stillness of this room, something is different. So yeah, my guest for this episode did not show up. Yeah, busy schedule and all that. I would say life happened, and it was kind of sad at first. I'll be honest with you. I felt that tight, familiar disappointment in my chest. That panic that say, Monday, what shall I do now? What gonna do? What's I gonna do? I'm like, what now? What am I going to do? I was so scared because I did not want to starve you an episode, and I want to keep it running because the plan was not to sit alone to talk. Do a solo episode. I know I will eventually do one, but not at this early stage. And if there's something I like to do, I like to plan. So at the beginning of the month, when it was looking like, my guests, I'm not sure they're going to show up. So I remember thinking, but what am I going to do? I don't want to do this alone. I'm not ready to carry this alone. And somewhere in that quietness, I felt the Holy Spirit nudge me, and it was like he was saying, Madam, I need you to do this alone this time around. You spend so much time holding space for everyone else's story. When are you going to sit and tell yours? I'm like, hey. Sorry. It was given that don't set me up vibe because waiting they go on. What is happening? The plan was never to, not like never, but not to sit and discuss, like I said before. But sometimes God interrupts your plan, and not to frustrate you, but to review something in you. So today, you're welcome to the Hearty Conversation. The empty chair in the studio is not a mistake. It is an invitation into my thoughts. And I am not the host for today. I am the guest. And I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for tuning in, for joining. And I'm your guest. I'm Favor Rebirth. And who is Favor Rebirth? Favor Rebirth is actually a simple girl. She's a writer, a creative, a podcaster. She's Abba's favorite girl. She's an event host, and she's a simple girl who is evolving. I don't have it figured out yet. I'm still on the journey of becoming, and that is why I do all that I do. And that is why I am here today. So I'm not there yet. I'm on that journey. And I started the Hearty Conversation from a place of hunger. Not physical hunger, but something deeper. That kind of hunger that sits in your chest and refuses to be ignored. Yeah, that kind. I've always loved conversations. I've always loved talking with people, sharing stories, sitting down, facing the camera. This has always been my plan. To have deep in conversations with people, the kind where people forget to perform, the kind where something shifts in you after you leave. And for the longest, I've noticed something. For every time I had those conversations with people, and they tend to live lighter, they tend to feel seen. Sometimes they even leave healed in ways they did not expect. And then it hits me, okay, everybody has a story. We all have a story. Everyone has something they walk through, something they've survived, something that they've been broken by, and somehow they grew, somehow they learned, they rebuild from that. And yet, so many of us believe that those same stories disqualifies us from being used by God. I've had that statement. I'm like, I'm not sure God can use me. We've had people say things like that. From where I'm coming from, I don't think God can use me. My past is so messy. I'm saying, no matter how messy that past is, in reality, that story is the bridge. It is the exact thing God wants to use to reach someone else. So don't be shy to talk about it. Don't let the enemy withhold you from sharing that story. So I thought, why not create a space for that? A space where we stop pretending, where we sit down, feel still, and say, this is what my life actually looks like. This is where I'm coming from. A space where faith is not just theory, it is lived experience. This is my story, and inspire people with it. So here's the truth that I didn't say out loud then in building this space for other people. I quietly ran past myself. I'll put it that way, because working in 9 to 5 actually, if I'm being honest, I worked 2 jobs. So between deadlines and responsibilities and trying to keep it all together, I started treating my own life like something to manage, not something to feel, and not something to sit with, just something to get through. And it's very funny because you can't perform. You can't keep performing. You can't pretend when there is no one to convince, actually. And that is the truth. So, lately, I've been building my life differently. And I would like to... I've been thinking a lot about desires lately, about what it means to want something and not shrink from it. So I've come to a firm conclusion that I will forever give voice to my desires. I am she who gets what she wants, not just because she says it, but because she declares it and works towards it. I'm that girl. I've seen there are a lot of dreams and projects that I have in mind, and I can see myself, even when it doesn't make sense, I just keep going. I say, no, I'm going to do this. And these days, because of that, I build differently. I make lists, simple ones, reasons I love being alive, places I want to sit and eat alone, books waiting for me. I'm allowing myself to be curious, because in adulthood, there is no fixed blueprint. You can redesign your life as many times as you need until it actually excites you, until it actually makes sense. So sometimes building is not a big dramatic move. It's just adding one small thing to your list and believing there is something to look forward to. So that's how I see it. And I keep coming back to this. Everything you are looking for is already inside you. Everything. Is it the love, the security, the clarity? They're inside you. It's not coming from outside. You are just meeting part of yourself you haven't met yet. So, and I would like to tell people that a scattered, anxious mindset produces nothing meaningful. If you're all over the place, if your mindset is all over the place, you will not get anything meaningful. But when you create a relationship with yourself, when you pray, when you speak kindly to yourself, you start to uncover who you really are outside of expectation, outside of what people see you, outside of what people think of you. And she's there, she's right inside of you. The woman who knows, or the person who knows what she deserves, the person who rests without guilt, who build without apology, who just goes all in for their dream, lives without drama. She's always been there. You just need to find her in the quiet. And that brings me back to the empty chair again in the studio. Remember, I'm alone. Because if someone was sitting here, I would have asked them, what have your 20s taught you? I mean, look at me now, I'm 27, brown. I don't know. But something about saying that loud feels heavy and beautiful at the same time. I mean, 27 years on earth is not small. So I used to think my 20s would be this grand, clean, upward journey, like step 1, step 2, step 3, and then boom, success. That simple move, and you are there. But my 20s have not been linear. They've been humbling. They've stretched me in ways I did not ask for. Broken things in me I thought were permanent. I've lost people, I've met people, and then slowly and quietly it has formed me. It rebuilt me. And what my 20s has taught me, I'll say, to be very honest, I used to keep a massive list of rules for life, actually. I made a list, 27 life lessons, 27 things I thought I had figured out. But sitting here now, I realized something. Most of those lessons sounds good. They sound good, trust me. But only a few of them cost me something to learn. And the ones that cost you, those are the ones that stay. So if I am being honest, like really honest, there are only a few truths that has actually shaped me. And one of them is self-respect. Self-respect is expensive. People say that casually, like it's something you post under a picture on Instagram. But self-respect is not a quote to me, it is a receipt. It will cost you things that looks good on the outside. So it will cost you people. It will cost you relationship that seem perfect to people. It will cause you to lose a lot of things. But then it will cause you relationship that seem perfect to people actually, but feel empty to you. And it will cost you opportunities that pays well but requires you to shrink. It will cost you your job. It will cost you friends. And the painful part is nobody claps for you when you make those decisions to let go. And sometimes you're just alone choosing yourself and wondering if you made the right call. But I've learned if you don't pay the price for self-respect, you will spend your life living in something that doesn't belong to you. And that's the truth. Then the second is this. I'll say happiness is quiet. I know we've been sold this loud version of joy, the kind that needs validation, that needs to be seen to be real. But the happiest I've seen recently, or the happiest I've been, they don't look impressive. They are not the ground moments. It just looked like a slow morning with no pressure, no noise, just breathing and realizing I don't owe anyone an explanation for my peace. So there's something sacred about that kind of quiet. And then no amount of external success will fix internal emptiness. That's something I like to tell people. If you are not happy with the little you have, if you are not happy with nothing, you won't be happy with everything. You won't be happy when you have that big or $1 million penthouse. I don't know. So you have to be grateful and feel happy with the little you have. Another thing I've learned, your 20s are for building, not proving. And I wish someone had said that to me earlier, because all in we are all in a rush to look like something, to be impressive, to have the story that makes people know and say, oh wow, impressive, oh, she's doing something great. But sometimes building is not always visible. Sometimes it looks like you starting over and over again, doing something 100 times and failing. Sometimes it looks like failing quietly. Sometimes it looks like doing the same small thing every day until it becomes something solid. So yes, you will build a lot in your 20s. It's where you're building. It's where you try a lot of things. So yeah. And also gratitude will change everything. Even on bad days, find something to be grateful for. When you don't feel like it, when it's not rosy, be grateful. When it's rosy, be grateful. Always look for something to be grateful for. It will help you. And lastly, bad debt will trap you. And I don't just mean money, I mean like emotional debt. If you can avoid it, do it. If you are in it, make a plan to get out of it. Then staying in places you've outgrown because of history or because we've come a long way, holding on to people because of who they used to be or who they are, overgiving in spaces that don't even recognize your humanity, it will destroy you. You're allowed to change your mind about people, you're allowed to change your mind about jobs, about opinion, about everything. So do you? You can't carry your past like that and expect to move freely into your future. No. And that brings me to fear. I know a lot of us cling to these things because, oh, we are scared. Or what if, let's be honest about the fears. We don't talk about the fears that maybe we won't be extraordinary. What if life life is just this way it is right now. Nothing extra is coming. No special thing is going to happen. The life will just be simple and ordinary. Nobody knows, actually. Nobody knows that most of us struggle every day with the discovery that we might not be that special. And it can be scary. It can be scary. We want to break generational curses. We provide and I want to provide immense wealth for our unborn children, for our family. But nobody knows we fear becoming that person. We fear becoming the auntie who hoped until she was 60. We celebrate the little things grandly because we are scared that this is all there is to life. We hold on to tiny faith, creating achievable bucket lists just to keep moving so we can have something, there's something going on with us. The fear that our big dreams will not happen. Sometimes I feel it, we feel it. If we can be honest with it, that we will become the version of ourselves that just hoped and kept hoping. Nobody really talk about that part. Nobody says, oh, what if it doesn't happen the way you imagine? Because we are all trying to be strong. We are all trying to look like we know what we're doing. But the truth is, most of us, we don't know. Most of us are just following what lights a small spark in us and calling it direction. And maybe that's enough. Maybe life is not always about the ground outcome. Maybe sometimes it's about the quiet building, the simple joy, the love you experience along the way, the people you get to meet. So I try to say, don't pressure yourself. Nobody has it figured out. Just do the best you can do you. And life has a way of testing all of this, because the truth is, becoming is not linear. It is not clean. It is not consistent. There are days you show up as the woman you want to be, and there are days you fall back into old patterns so easily it scares you. If I'm being honest, consistency has never been my strongest trait. Even when it comes to creativity, when it comes to some habit I'm trying to stop, when it comes to some habit I'm trying to start, I really do try to stay consistent. in being a better version. But the moment something interrupts my flow, I retreat, I relapse, and I've had to sit with that truth without judging myself or beating myself up. Because sometimes, especially as, take for instance, I am an elder daughter. Survivor teaches you to focus on yourself first, not out of selfishness, but out of necessity. And somewhere in all of that, I made a quiet decision this year that this year is my year of becoming. And part of that becoming is learning patience, learning to be patient with yourself. Learn delayed gratification, understanding that everything good will not come immediately, and that some things take time. So try to be consistent, have faith, try to rest and pray. Pray. It's going to teach you to pray. And in your period of becoming, trust me, you have to pray a lot. And this is the stage where you get this question: have you prayed about it? Have you prayed about it? I used to roll my eyes when people say, oh, have you prayed about it? I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. Have you prayed about it? You want to get married? Have you prayed about it? You're starting a business. Have you prayed about it? That job, have you prayed about it? That friend, have you prayed about it? It felt like a way to avoid real conversations, like a religious escape route. But I understand it differently now, that prayer is not performance, it is alignment. That question being asked is not, oh, because they are being spiritual. It's that moment where you stop trying to react and you start listening, where you stop trying to control everything outside and start asking what needs to shift inside. It's the moment you said, okay, let my thoughts agree with my actions. Let my fear not be louder than my wisdom. Let me choose wisely. Let me choose well. Have you prayed about it? When you say, have you prayed about it? It's asking yourself hard questions. Am I being honest? Am I choosing from fear or from wisdom? Am I aligned with the life I say I want? And sometimes the answer doesn't come immediately. Sometimes prayer is just you sitting there, hoping something in you becomes clearer. And strangely, that kind of stillness changes you. It changes you. It softens you. It creates space. And I've realized it's in that space that makes love feel possible again. So whatever you do, pray. First thing first, you have to go to God in prayer. That decision you want to make, that conversation, pray. And speaking about prayer and the stillness that comes with it, that makes love feel possible again, I will talk about love. I can't have an episode where I sit and not talk about love, because lately I've been thinking about love, and not in the dramatic, chaotic way that I used to, but in a softer way, a quieter way. Once you have that internal stillness from prayer, you actually have the capacity to notice the gentle, the mundane love around you. For the longest time, I thought love had to be this grand, high-stage drama, that's paparazzi thing. And I found myself asking something that made me laugh a little. Am I healed, or is it just hormones? Because tell me why suddenly the idea of a good man, I'm not even potential, not, oh, he would change kind of man. Like, a good man feels appealing, not overwhelming, it's not scary, it's just possible that, okay, yes, I'll find love again. And yes, maybe sometimes it's biology doing its thing, when you get to this stage. Maybe it's that random moment where you start imagining someone cooking your juice in the kitchen, while music is playing and you're just there existing peacefully. But I think it's deeper than that. I think it's because something in me has settled right now. I've watched people around me being loved well, loved in a soft, safe, without chaos, and instead of feeling this cynical vibe, I feel hopeful, even knowing that not every love story lasts forever, because I realized love doesn't become meaningless just because it ends. If it was real, it mattered. And now I see love differently, not something I need to chase, but as something I can recognize. Like love in the mundane, love in friendship, love in how my friends choose me, root for me, stay with me, pray for me. And I think that's healing too, realizing that the presence of love in any form makes the idea of romantic love feels less like a gamble and more like something I can nurture, like a garden. So yeah, I would say I'm healed, or maybe it's just hormoned, or maybe I'm just inspired by healthy relationships around me. Possibly all of the above though. But whatever it is working, because this period, this season, I feel nice, and that is enough. So here we are, just me and an empty chair. And maybe you're in a season like this too, where things don't go the way you planned, where something you expected didn't show, where you feel a little unseen, a little unsure, a little like you're figuring it out as you go. And the truth is, most of us are just holding on to small spark and calling it direction. Most of us are building quietly, hoping it becomes something meaningful, like what I'm doing right now. Sometimes I'm like, is it even worth it? But just know that you're not behind, you're not late, you are just on your own timeline. And the person you are trying so hard to become, she's already in you. You are not chasing her, you are uncovering her layer by layer, moment by moment, even in rooms like this, when it feels like nothing is happening. So just take one step at a time. Do you, do you, and be happy, be happy, be happy. And that's all I will say to you. And that is all about the episode today. So thank you. Thank you for sitting in this empty studio with me, listening to me. And I actually did not plan this. If I tell you that I'm shooting in the middle of the night, Saturday morning, just so I can have something for you, I didn't plan this, but maybe I needed it, maybe more than I realized. So until next time, keep going, keep doing everything that you want to do. Feed your focus, starve your distraction. Rest well. Take care of yourself. If there's anything I also want to add about what I learned in my 20s, I'll say take care of your body. Take care of your body. Feed it, move it, nurture it, treat it well. Treat it like that special baby of yours. Take care of yourself. So don't forget to tend your garden. I hope this blessed you, and I hope you gained something. Thank you for sitting with me on this solo episode. Please do well to like, comment, share your thoughts and what stood out for you. Let me know if there's something you want me to tell you, or you want to ask me, or you want to know about me. And just maybe again I can do another solo episode. But I know for the next episode I would not be sitting alone. My guests will be available. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. This is the Hearty Conversation, a space where we share stories that edify, inspire, and remind you that you're not alone in your walk with God. I will see you in the next episode. I remain your girl, Favor Roberts, and thank you for joining.
Hello, people of my life. Welcome to the Hearty Conversation. This is a written and audio Q&A podcast where real people share real stories of faith, healing, calling, struggles, growth, and becoming. The Hearty Conversation is built on truth, honest conversations with people who have encountered God in real life through loss and discipline, creativity and ministry, questions, and quiet faith. Each episode is intentionally curated to feel intimate and unhurried. We take our time over here, we listen deeply, and we create space for vulnerability, because that's where growth begins. The goal is simple: to edify, to inspire, and to remind you that you're not alone in your work with God. So if you're seeking encouragement, clarity, or a reminder that God is still at work in your story, this space is for you. Listen to the Hearty Conversation on Substack under My Heart to Yours. Subscribe to My Heart to Yours so you do not miss an episode. I'm your favorite girl, Favor Roberts, and welcome to the Hearty Conversation.